Hello everybody, Masito here, welcome back to another video. Starting off this one a little bit different. I'm starting off here with my outlook that I made using the 12Z and 18Z models earlier on today, right? And why did I do this one? Because I think that I should add a little bit more of my opinion. Like sometimes in the video when I'm analyzing the SPC connective, I will look and say, oh, there should be a bigger risk here. Oh, the enhanced risk should be further away. They shouldn't let the moderate risk. But now I'm going to do my own and see how difficult it is. Because saying is very easy, right? I am a 14-year-old. I'm in the middle of the adolescence. I am someone that likes to talk a lot. Criticize a lot. I'm a 40-year-old Brazilian, and I like to discuss weather a lot. If you are on the weather track in US and you saw someone called Brazilian Zal or Jorginho, this is me. You're talking to me, man. And yeah, the general idea is I like discussing, and sometimes I do criticize the SPC, and because I don't think the SPC is uncriticizable. Although they have a lot of knowledge, they do mistakes. They create mistakes sometimes. And I'm able to criticize. And if I have the knowledge that I think is enough to be able to criticize them, I'm going to criticize them. Okay, but now I'm going to give my own opinion. For me, I think that a day 3 motor risk is justifiable. And by the day 3 motor risk, I think you already understood the idea. This is a very significant situation. So we have a 15%. The SIG area here, which is where I think there's the biggest possibility of significant severe weather, 30%, and 45% extending over western Oklahoma, Kansas, and also northeast panhandle of Texas, right? Well, we have a lot to talk about here. Models that are shit as fuck, models that are terrible, now they agree, now they don't, now the uptrend. We are in the phase that models like to change a lot. It's common. And yeah, let's talk about models. Let's talk models. Starting off here with our day 4 to day 8 severe weather outlook. I want to point it out, America. When I add this 40, it's way easier for me or to win an independent group that I like a lot, like watching the skies, to add a 45% CPU at risk, to add a day 3 moderate, because we are independent groups, and we don't have the pressure on our arms of being a governmental agency, a state agency. The SPCs, and they normally are a lot conservative. If it was the 2023 SPC that I discovered early on, right, when I first started loving meteorology, I think that they would not. There will be nearly zero chance, because they were very conservative along the year of 2023. But they have been a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more liberal. Sometimes issuing risks that I have no agreement on. Some 15% hatched that are questionable. Not saying this is the SPC's fault. It's mostly model's fault, but there's a little bit of a hint of fault by the SPC. But yeah, that's the general idea. I want to point it out. Doesn't mean that the SPC is going to issue a moderate risk. Not necessarily. First of all, they have data that I don't have, because they will have 0Z models. And second of all, they are more conservative than me. That's the general idea. I have the liberty to be a little bit more aggressive here, to be a little bit more liberal than they are, and that's why I added that 45%. I just wanted to give a little bit more of the idea of what the severe weather threat is, because I think this severe weather threat today is being very downplayed, and I'm going to talk this when I get with a little bit more detail as we go through the models. But I've seen a lot of people on Twitter say, "Nah, this is not going to be that much, man. What moderate risk? Are you crazy?" And I don't think that's the situation. We're probably talking about the best synoptic setup in the entire year. Very nice negative to the trough, lots of moisture, instability is good, and a discrete to semi-discrete mode. Okay, let's talk models now. Let's go back to the SVC collective outlook. We have a day 4, 30% severe weather risk over Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas. This is probably going to be shifted a little bit to the west. And the 15% area that covers parts of Iowa, going into Nebraska, also Missouri or Kansas. and more parts of Texas and Oklahoma and Kansas. And also a day 5 that I do expect to see upgraded, probably along Illinois and the Illinois Missouri border. I made a Twitter post about that yesterday on my outlooks for both days. I think it was for both days, but yeah, I did a version of both days. Okay, lots of models now. Starting here with the Euro model. Eugenia Mazzetto, why are you starting with the Euro model? Normally I don't start with the Euro model. I normally start with the GFS, but the GFS today has been so bad that it's such an owl. And remember, when you look at the GFS run, you're not going to believe that I'm saying this is an outlier and that is the model with the lowest CPU writer potential, SIG potential. Because it's still a very significant situation between the GFS, just less significant, and with barely any increase from any other models. So yeah, that's the general idea. That's why I'm starting off the model that has more support from the other models, from the icon, from the symbols, even the GFS symbol will agrees more with the Euro model than GFS, makes no sense. The Canadian model, and also the British model UK map. Back here with the Euro model, right? Is it recording? Yes, it is. Back here with the Euro model, we see. I want to go a little bit further. We see a pretty significant trough, negative sort of trough, by 6Z, which is around 1 a.m. The main timing point for tornadoes probably won't be there. It's probably going to be the nocturnal hours. Although a tornado threat is still possible, here probably not going to be as significant as earlier. We have a pretty significant trough digging through the US, right? And we have a pretty significant 800 millibar response, right? We have a strong surface response. You can see here a strong trough, a strong surface low, sorry. And this surface response is mainly due to the trough being negative to it, right? So I'm going to draw this very quickly. Well, I'll see if okay, it's working. So basically, we have a trough here. I want to get this ESO bar here, the 564 ESO bar. 564. Let's go up like this. Okay, so we have a trough. The center is around here, right? The center of the low pressure system, and you can see that it's a little bit to the left, right? It's not amazing, but it's a little bit to the left. This ain't the best idea to explain it. Probably should get a little bit more to the south ESO bar, but a little bit weaker ESO bar. But yeah, this is the general idea. Now I want to talk about something about that's on Twitter, but first I need to talk about dew points. I need to talk about moisture. And yeah, we have substantial moisture. Substantial moisture evacuation. And why would we have a substantial moisture evacuation? Because we have 3 to 4 days of pretty much no upper air activity. After the trough that caused the moderate risk for wind and tornadoes on April 10th, right? It left on the 11th, and there's I'm going to actually live today, right? And you can see that this is the trough that caused CPU weather, and I want to go here, forecast slideshow, right? And I want to be very quick here, so I want to make this a very short section. You can see the trough right here, right? And as we go onward, the trough leaves the United States on by midnight, almost midnight on the 12th. Count how many days we'll have for the moisture to attack. 1, right? 1. Left on 13. The general plan, the general plan is left on by the 12th on the 12th. So 1, 2, 3 days, and a little more. Do you see how much time there is for the moisture to affect? And you'll be able to see this on the chart, on the dew point chart, right? So you can see here dry air, right? Maybe 40s, but generally dry air. And now you'll start to see 12Z, right? Moisture advection. Start to see moisture advection. More moisture advection. More moisture advection. And then all of a sudden we have a very broad warm sector. Lots of moisture. Probably it's going to be even stronger than that. Probably there will be more robust motion than that. And that's going to favor the severe weather threat. Lapse rates are also pretty fine. I want to go back here to 70 to 84 hours. And now with the dew points chart here, I want to go back with the drawing tool and I want to draw the draw line, right? Because people on Twitter said that the shear vectors and the 300 millibar map would not favor a discrete mode. I don't remember the name. I think it's Javen, right? No, nothing against you. Just to make it clear, this is not criticizing. I'm just making something clear. So, and this is going to explain why I think this is such a significant tornado. Could be such a significant tornado. Here on the 300 millibar height wind, right? The direction of winds. You can see right here we have the trough. You can see very clearly a trough, and the ejection moves almost northeasterly, right? Pretty much northeasterly. If we look and then make an angle here using this tool right here that I have, the alignment here with the ISO bar. I want to make an alignment here with the which one I'm drawing here. We have, I think, a little bit more to that. So we have 40.4 degrees, right? An angle of 40.4. Although it is not amazing for discrete, discrete development in general, it's sufficient for a few hours, right? We could see 5 to 6 hours maybe. Probably more to 3 to 4 plus hours, but we could see 6, 7 plus hours of discrete supercells, and lots of time for tornado development. Well, these cells will have more than enough time to develop, get robust, enjoy the place that they are, the instability, the wind shear. Right, the wind shear is not extreme; it's sufficient. The cap is not that strong. Oh, I need to look. Oh, the 0Z. Oh, the 18Z. I need to talk about that later. And looking at the bulk shear very quick here, you can see. Let me get my drawing tool back here. The dry lines around here. Not perfectly here, but still here. You can see that the bulk shear moves something like this, right? Not exactly, but almost, but similarly to this. And you can look, if we get our angle here again, we see pretty much the same stuff, 50 degrees, which is more favorable. It is already in the good, like you could see a big time outbreak with this. So the shear vectors and the 300 millibar charts show a very favorable environment for discrete, or even in worst case scenario, semi-discrete supercells. Eventually, I want to make this clear, it will become a more linear storm mode because we'll get the upscale growth that we need. However, we do have a very big time window where the low level jet will kick in. There's a lot. This is a very unstable atmosphere. 2,000, 3,000 joules per liter of Cape, and lots of instability. No, a lot of shear. Sorry. And a strong low level jet. I want to make this very clear. Let me look here. 60 on. Look at that low level jet. God, that is amazing. That is substantial for severe weather development, tornadoes, and all hazards in general, right? Probably while these storms get robust and mature, they're probably going to have an early on hail phase until they transition into more of a tornado threat. Just want to make that very clear. And that's the general idea I can get with the Euro model because I don't have access to Cape. Now, let's go to Icon, right? I normally don't look at Icon, and I don't really keep with the big models, but we have so few models to work with that looking at a more different one doesn't hurt anyone, right? I want to go 78, and the picture is going to be very similar to the Euro model, right? The ejection is a little bit more to the west in general. Let me go back here to the Euro model. You can see it's a little bit more to the west. It's a more broad, it's a more ample, like it's bigger of an ejection. The surface response is still very negative to the trough. The surface response is also decent, not as amazing as the Euro model, but decent. And the moisture is definitely not going to be a problem, right? Yeah. 60s more robust moisture, not as widespread. The dry line moves a little bit more quickly here with the icon, but very robust moisture. Very robust moisture. Yeah, that's yeah. I had 5 seconds with the. Oh, I have a mixed layer cape. Didn't know that. Mel cape. Wow, 2,000 cape, and here in Kansas, 3,000, 2,300. That's a lot of instability. Comparing to what we had in the season, man. Wow, that's a lot of instability. Oh wait, I'm looking at the wrong model. Okay. So before we go to GFS, I want to look at the symbol of the GFS. Yes, the symbol makes more sense than the the entire model. So the symbols have the pretty much the same signal as the deterministic model. Very strong trough, negative to as you can see right here, northwesterly instead of northeasterly. I'm sorry, I'm a big flu. And the ejection here in Oklahoma, Texas, and also Kansas. The 850 millibar response is also pretty favorable, a lot of low level shear. And looking at the 300 millibar height, wait a little bit, I need to actually get the dry line. The dry line is around here. That's the general of the dry line. So let's go to the 300 millibar height. And once again, northeasterly, right? If we may get the angle here, let's take it back. Align with the dry line, and we have 45.3. Still very favorable. That's all for discrete development. As shown by the dew point map, we have a lot of moisture, 65, 66, just along the dry line. And let me show you a surface-based cape here on the GIFs. And we have 1600s, 1500s. It's probably going to be stronger than that. Global models are doing global model stuff. Unfortunately, it's normal. We have the probability here of the supercell composite being higher than 5. And if I go a little bit later, yeah, and it's pretty decent, right? It is pretty decent. Normally, it doesn't get bigger than 30%. And bigger than 1, the SCP being bigger than 1, we have almost 100%. So yeah, we have a very favorable environment for supercells. Now, let me go for the symbol of the Euro model. And the symbol of the Euro model is just the symbol of the you see on the left, the Euro model. Starting off here. 500 millibar response, pretty much the same, not a lot. Pretty much the same idea as the GFS, maybe a little bit more to the west, but not that much. Surface response, once again, pretty significant. You can see a strong level jet, which is very interesting considering that the Euro model is normally a little bit more conservative with the surface response, right? Back here with the wait, actually I need to show the dew points. Can't get ahead of myself. The dry line is probably around here. And if we look here at a 300 millibar height and with the streamlines, you see what again, northeasterly, not perpendicular. And you may ask, okay, what does this mean? If we have a dry line which is like a straight line, it's not a perfect straight line, right? It's like that, and it's moving easterly, right? If the storms move into the north, parallel to that dry line, they will get squashed, right, by the dry line, and become a line of cells. Basically, we'll have a quadrilinear convective system developing. So yeah, that's the general idea. But if we have a complete 90 degrees from that dry line, so like if we have the dry line here and we have the movement to the storms completely into the east, right, they will probably get separated, right? So we have a supercell here, let's say a supercell, and it's going to probably get broken down. However, we are in the sweet spot of not being parallel to the dry line, which would eventually create a quasi-linear convective system and very fast, and the storms completely breaking down. So the general idea is from 45 degrees to 70 degrees, with a little like 35 is fine, and a little bit more than 70 is a little bit dangerous for the storms. For storms probably start to get separated, and that's generally it. With this storm motion going to the northeast, let me get the angle very quick here. You will see place of the dry land, and pretty much the same thing. A little bit more, a little bit less, like 41.8, but it's pretty much the same idea. Not a lot of the change. Once again, we have substantial moisture diversion. Maybe not to the north as the gaps, but it's pretty much the same idea. CV weather, I don't think we can. Yeah, we can look at much, unfortunately. That's the general idea of the Euro model. And boy, we need to talk about NAM. And I want to go here to the 18th now. And this one was what really made my brain start to think and made me think, yeah, we're going to have a nocturnal tornado event. Let me go here for 3Z on the 16th and look at that trough ejection. This is a textbook, and probably when Convective Chronicles makes his video about this setup, it's going to call textbook because this is a textbook negative tilted trough for the planes. You can see very negative tilted strong trough ejection on Kansas, Oklahoma, and the Texas Panhandle. Right? Surface response, man, it is insane. Strong level jet, strong and very close low. 300 millibar height. First of all, I need to look at the dew points. I think I don't need to show it anymore. I think I proved my point, right? So the main mode is going to be supercells, right? And this is supercells. Let me look here at surface-based Cape because now I have reliable Cape data. And let me go to 0Z, which is when those storms will probably start developing. And along the dry line, we see 2500s, 2600s, 2800s, and just the general one, 22,000 plus here, just along Texas, Oklahoma, and as we go on, right, we'll get into Kansas. And yeah, we can see almost a line of 2,000 joules per thermal shape just along that dry line here. If we see the storm relative velocity, which is the measurement of shear, we can see a lot of shear, 300s, 400s, just along the dry line. Let me see if I can get you a very quick sound in here, just on the edge of that, okay, why didn't it open the sound here? So, lapse rates are fine, 6.8. They are probably going to be stronger than that. Them just has a crazy bias with being cooler than normal. So don't be surprised to see weaker temperatures than what we expect. EHI and SRH, goodness gracious, they are high. 6.7 in the EHI and 500 SRH. That's some strong storm relative velocity. Cape is decent, right? 2000 coming off Cape is decent. 3K is also fine. Very moist atmosphere in the surface, and then spreading apart as we go over. That photograph, though, is probably contaminated. I probably should get another sounding there. If we take a very quick look in the STP, which is the significant tornado parameter, how good is the measurement of how good the atmosphere is for significant tornadoes. Doesn't mean there will be a significant tornado, no, but I think it's usable to explain to beginners. Like if you don't understand my videos and you're just watching to try to understand the general idea, it's usable for those people, for people that are not very knowledgeable. So let me get you sounding here just along Oklahoma, and oh boy, there's a little bit of a cap though. A little bit of a cap, probably not going to impact much. A cap is actually going to be good to this event, if it's able to break, of course. Otherwise, we may have a May 20th, 2019 situation again. But if the cap is able to break, it's going to actually increase the instability and the the low level lapse rates. That's the general idea. FTP is pretty high. Goodness gracious, 7.9. Wow. EHI and SRH are the EHI is even stronger. That's 7.9, and the shear is 580. The photograph is probably contaminated as well, but yeah, that's the general idea. The NAM is with 2 runs in a row has shown a completely like textbook high-end tornado outbreak in the plains. We've seen this before. We've been almost 5 years without one of these since like May 20th, 2019, and that one underperformed significantly. So yeah, we have a pretty significant chance. That's the general idea. So let me look here at the surface-based cape with the photographs here, and you can see those photographs are favorable, man. Wow. Let me get one in western. Whoa, wait a little bit. What is that sounding? From NAM here in Kansas. Photograph just went out of the picture, so we'll forget about that. 8.0 low level lapse rates. That's some strong level lapse rates. EHI are wow. I've never seen EHI this high. 9.5. Goodness gracious. 3,000 joules per kilometer of cape. 108 of 3 cape. So yeah, lots of cape. Instability won't be a problem. Low level lapse rates look to not be a problem, although they could maybe be. We'll discover that in the future. And 500 FRH is significant. And now we'll look at the model that just wants to be the outlier. The worst model in it. No, let's look at the GFS, right? The GFS, and I'm being, if I may say, if I said to myself from 2 months ago that I would be calling this run with this beautiful negative to the trough, amazing, like textbook. You could see this in textbooks as an outlier, and then the actual trough is even stronger than the other models. Say, blah. But no. And this is the painting, guys. I'm sorry. I have to tell. This is probably a significant tornado outbreak to happen. Of course, we have things to say. And this is my thing. This is my. If you have any comments to do, tell them in the comments. But that's the general idea. Okay. So 500 millibar trough. If you compare it to the Euro model, we don't have a perfect image here, but we do have an image on the NAM. So I'm going to compare it with the NAM, right? Let me go back to national continent US, and you already see that the ejection is a little bit similar, right, to the same target, but the NAM is a little bit more aggressive, and that could be actually a NAM bias, but pretty much all models are agreeing the same thing, so I don't think it's that case. 850 millibar response is not as good. A little bit disorganized for some reason, but the close flow is very close, so I guess that's good. The dew point, the moisture, for some reason the GFS is very fast with the dry line, and you can see right here. But yeah, moisture is very significant where it is. Where it isn't, it just isn't. Let me look at the cape. Just reminder, cape is probably going to be lower than what's shown. Oh wow, I knew it would be lower, but didn't know it would be this lower. The GFS, okay, didn't make some sense. So showing 2,000 joules per kilometer of cape in Nebraska, which just probably won't happen. But yeah, it's showing okay cape, decent, survivable cape for super cells. The SRH is not negligible, it's just not amazing. And once again, that could maybe be a NAM bias, but I highly doubt it, considering how many models are agreeing with almost the same idea. Let's look at the EHI, which was booming in the NAM, and for some reason the GFS just completely neglects the Oklahoma part of it. I think it's trying to like create a hole in moisture for probably a cell that passed there, but that's the idea, it's doing it very poorly. And yeah, that's the general idea. And this is the outlier, and this is already paying a significant zero error situation. Maybe not as significant as the others, but it's still paying. And the Euro model, the NAM, the Icon, the samples are showing the same thing. I'm not going to take it lightly. This is probably going to be a significant tornado situation. Maybe not like an outbreak that we'll remember like 15 years to the future. But it's probably going to be the most significant situation the planes has been for the last 3 years, I think. Remember, we are in April. The tornado season is probably going to peak in May and in June. And also we have the late season with La Nina. This is going to be a crazy year. Thank you for watching. Stay safe for all the people in planes. Hope to see you soon. Peace. Till next time.